So let's say I'm like most folks. I want to trade Bitcoin. How do I do that?
It's the same as if you wanted to trade your dollars for euros. Just go to a currency exchange. There are plenty of them online. 2 of Microsoft and Facebook's top execs just backed a new Bitcoin exchange. Others were funded by some of the creators or backers of Skype, Twitter, Groupon, Instagram. From there, what you do with your Bitcoin is up to you. If you want to buy cars or real estate or pay for your parking tickets or dinner, that's great. You can do all of these things. Bitcoin represents freedom.
Now, Michael, let's talk about where all of this is heading. Driven by a pure grassroots movement, Bitcoin has seen a 124,200-fold increase in value. This isn't hypothetical wealth being created either. Even though it's anonymous, people all around America are stepping forward to share how much Bitcoin has changed their financial futures. I've never seen this kind of wealth being created and finding its way into the hands of average folks.
We can't just look at this as an American phenomenon. This is truly global. A woman in Berlin named Heidi, she runs a tour guide business. She made 600,000 euros, so that's 774,000 US dollars in Bitcoin. Now she's accepting Bitcoin as payment for her tours. In another part of Berlin, the Kreuzberg district, there are 12 stores just in this area, Mike, taking Bitcoin. A bakery, a record store, a brewery, you name it. And in China, people are using Bitcoin to buy wine, to go to coffee shops, even to purchase medical equipment, and of course, to make money. 4 people got together and they made $280,000. One businessman even became $3.9 million richer from Bitcoin.
This is also amazing when you consider that Bitcoin wasn't even worth $1 until February of 2011. But now, Forbes has already written about the $1,000 Bitcoin. I've heard $2,000 Bitcoin. I even saw Business Insider reporting that Bitcoin could eventually capture between 1 and 10% of the entire global currency market. That would dictate every Bitcoin carry a value of between $100,000 and $1 million. But we have to imagine, once it's auto-integrated into every web browser, cell phone, and email, it's almost unfathomable how high Bitcoin could go.
Mike, when someone is talking about $1,000 or even $1 million Bitcoin, well, what are they talking about exactly? Let me put it another way. Let's say you had a backpack with $1 million worth of gold. Now, I come to you and I ask if you want to get it weighed. So you go to your bathroom scale and that backpack weighs, say, 45 pounds. Now, you take that backpack to an actual gold dealer. They put it on their scale and they tell you the gold weighs about 721 ounces, give or take. So, what's the answer? What scale are you using to weigh the value of Bitcoin? If your scale is weighing Bitcoin in dollars, it's a historic bull run. $1 of Bitcoin becoming worth thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars. Now, let's use a different scale. Take a look at this $1 bill. Instead of looking at this US dollar and this number 1 printed on it, let's put it away and look at the Fed's dollar index. That weighs how the dollar compares to all world currencies. And then look at how many Bitcoins it takes to buy that dollar index. What you have now is, even with Bitcoin's falls in 2011 and 2013, what you have is a US dollar in a death spiral against Bitcoin. Let's use the same scale to look at Wall Street's post-recession bull run. How many Bitcoin does it take to buy the S&P 500? A whole lot of Bitcoin in 2009 and 2010. But now it's starting to look a lot like we have a secret stock market crash happening in Bitcoin. So if you want to determine where Bitcoin is going to land in the future, ask yourself, are you confident in the US dollar, or any currency for that matter? Are you confident in the stock market? Bitcoin suggests the world isn't confident in either, and that bodes quite well for Bitcoin's future. I believe what we have is the most exciting investment opportunity on the planet, and this is all just getting started.
Now let's talk about making money from this Bitcoin revolution.
Major venture capitalists right now are flooding into Bitcoin. We're seeing funding from the inventors of Gmail, AdSense, Yahoo Mail. Peter Thiel was the first venture capitalist to fund Facebook. He funded LinkedIn and Yelp. He also co-founded PayPal. Thiel just poured millions into a Bitcoin company. Fred Wilson was the big venture capitalist behind Twitter. He just invested millions. These are not stupid people. But you don't need to spend millions to get into Bitcoin. Actually, it's just the opposite. This is the kind of venture capital opportunity that allows everyday folks to become venture capitalists themselves. We know this because it's happened repeatedly. Bitcoin rises, it falls, it rises back higher than before, and in every step of the way, it creates a lot of money. I like having something like that in play. Right now, Bitcoin is an opportunity to spend a few $100, $500, maybe $1,000, and that could turn into millions. What that means is you shouldn't bet the farm on Bitcoin because you don't need to.
You've created this very unique, this very comprehensive multimedia Bitcoin training system and investing package. It's designed so anyone could use it. It's called the Blueprint for the Bitcoin Revolution 2.0. How would you describe it to folks?
First off, I call it version 2.0 because Bitcoin is about to move into that next phase of its evolution. It's the big one. This is the phase where it completely integrates into the mainstream. This is where I believe the biggest money will be made. Now, this package has 4 distinct parts to it, which really allow everybody, people who have never heard of Bitcoin, as well as those who may be making money off it already. Everybody can take this and put it to work immediately. It starts with a very detailed guide. I call it Edison's Revenge, cashing in on Bitcoin's unprecedented windfalls. You will get the full history of Bitcoin. You'll learn the technologies driving Bitcoin, how this decentralized global network actually operates, how Bitcoins are created, how they are used for commerce, why they're viewed as virtual gold, inflation-proof, private, safe, how some people may be using them as a tax haven.